Hello, good evening, and welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the latest episode of Maidencast. And I'm joined by my hetero life mate, my brother from another mother, Mr. Luke Nash. How are you, Luke?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you. All good. All good. Looking forward to Christmas.
Yeah, we're
Sponsored
nearly
by
there.
AC/DC at Christmas. Come on.
What's that? You want a mistress for Christmas?
Jumper.
Is that it?
That's the fucking beauty of these bands licensing their stuff out to Asda.
That one went over your head, that one. So
I didn't hear it.
You need a mistress for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah,
it's good job. Good job Kerry's out. That always gets everyone in trouble, that song. They've just announced tour dates as well, haven't they? In America, mind.
Yeah.
Right, we are catching up with our album reviews, and tonight we are doing, unfortunately, what turned out to be our farewell letter from Mr. Paul Di'Anno. We are going to be put your teeth back in, Jack. We're going to be reviewing Paul Di'Anno's Warhorse, and this album was when did it come out? Was it last year? Or did it actually see the light?
No, it came out this year. Finally,
it did come out this year.
Yeah,
and
we've had EPs and various singles, haven't we? But I think they were timing it to coincide with the tour and all the rest of it to say like Paul's back, and this is fucking, we're going forward.
So it started out with this single, which came with a Paul Di'Anno t-shirt with a classic Paul Di'Anno photo with the claret and blue West Ham colours. And I ordered one that was too small for me, but it's going to be my aim for it to fit me at my Iron Maiden gig. That's my New Year's resolution. I've put it out there now. I'm going to be held to it. So we got this to begin with. Both of these songs. This meant to have a lot of footage on it as well, but none of it worked. I was going to say,
it didn't play, did it?
No. I had like a file. It come up like a real basic, like something you get on a floppy disk. And I got like a photo folder, but yeah, video-wise, there was nothing on there, or nothing I could find anyway. And we finally got the full-length album this year. And both of these songs are on the album anyway, but I'm just showing everything off just to get everything caught up. Come with another cool signed postcard and a picture of the main man with the other main man.
Yeah, historic meeting, that one, wasn't it?
It's a fucking shame, isn't it? I mean...
Oh, yeah, it's bollocks, mate. And I still maintain that at London Stadium, Paul would have been coming out to do Running Free or something.
I hope so, yeah. I'd like to have hoped so.
The 50th, it would be the homecoming gig, 50th anniversary, round the corner from the Carton Horses. Paul was coming back on that stage and they were going to do something like they did with Adrian at Donington all them years ago.
I'd like to think Paul and Dennis would have come out.
Yeah. And I think Blaze may well have come out and all, but that's still open to interpretation. But Paul was definitely going to be there.
Well, I remember speaking to Blaze at a gig. Now Blaze must be headbutting the wall because he used to do this thing at his gigs where he would stand by the merch stand and sign anything you bought and take a photo of you and answer questions.
Yeah.
Now you have to pay for that. He must have been thinking, fuck.
Yeah.
But he said, he went, I would love to do, I'll do Man on the Edge or whatever. Paul comes out, does Running Free. Then all three of us do Iron Maiden. And finish the show. He went, all right. And his exact words were, I think it will be hilarious. And
I sounded like him and all. Yeah.
So it probably was right. It would have been hilarious, but it would have
it would have been fucking brilliant. Great. It would have been absolutely brilliant.
And I think Bruce would be up for it.
Oh, he would. If Bruce weren't up for it, he wouldn't have fucking met Paul and taken the photos and all the rest of it, would he? And he wouldn't be saying what a nice guy Blaze is. He's got no reason to say it, no reason to do it.
Well,
but he would have embraced it, I think.
Blaze guested on Bruce's radio show as well, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Yeah. So no, it's all good. It's all there's no reason for it not to be, is there?
No, that's it. That's right.
Right, let's get in. Let's stop delaying the inevitable.
Blaze, before we get into this, fun fact about the album. Obviously, where the album, it's Paul and the two guitarists, the two Croatian boys. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce their names because I'll butcher it and I don't need that. So sorry, guys. But they were obviously the three main people, and they had a session drummer and a session bass player. Well, the bass player who played most on the album was one Becky Baldwin, who's now going out, or say boyfriend and girlfriend with Mr. Appleton. Luke Appleton
really?
from Blaze's band, yeah. So it's quite a Maiden still. The old family tree is still sort of moving away in the background now. Even on the extremes, you're still getting it. It's quite a mad one. But yeah, so
good year. So hold on a minute. We've had a solo album from each Iron Maiden singer this year. I've only just realised that.
Yeah, we have. First year ever, I think.
Yeah. And he's touring next year as well, isn't he? Like, he's no London shows yet though.
No, he's doing Silicon Messiah in full, isn't he?
He's done it before at a festival, but it was just a one-off.
He needs to play London with that, mate, because that's the high point of his career. And I ain't being funny, it's because some of the songs were written with Yannick, so you started the bar's high as fuck.
He had a good lineup on that album, though.
No, he did.
Those first three albums were, mind you, I like the Man That Would Not Die, Promise and Terror. I like that lineup as well, but he seems to have settled with his current lineup though, and he's got a good chemistry.
Yeah, Absolver boys, they're on it, aren't they? Good symbiotic relationship they've got there.
Yeah, but, yeah. So, should we crack on with it? What's
Indeed.
So Paul Di'Anno's Warhorse. What do we think?
Well, I was afraid of our scheduling that doing this now, because when we did the Warhorse, the EP, I wasn't a fan.
And, I didn't think much of it either, did I?
No, I mean, you know, it's clear, and thing is, it's clear that the two guitarists are shit hot. They are fucking on it, mate. They are proper shredders. You know, they've grown up enshrouded in heavy metal, and they are fucking brilliant players. There's no denying that.
The thing is, you do get, just sorry to think, but you do get quite often guitarists, you know, from Europe will hire a classic singer to do their album on a session basis, and
that's what Ripper's been doing, isn't it?
Well, think Tim Ripper, but yeah, I've got John Steele, and I think he's had Blaze Bayley do an album. Who's the guy that was in Rainbow that was second to Blaze Bayley? Dougie.
Fuck.
He's done one.
Yes.
But this guy's done like 3 albums now, and he's had like Jolene Turner do one. Blaze Bayley, like, he just hires a.
Yeah.
It's like he just, you know. So
why not? If you got some riffs and you want to,
I'm wondering, was this
set of pipes then
a kind of project like that? Did they have the songs ready and they were like, who can we get?
Well, they've been in other bands and they got other bands on the go, I think, because I had a quick look on Metal. I think it was, I can't remember if it's Metal Archives or Metal Encyclopedia, whatever, for the one of the guys, and they've had bands going for a while, and I think this was just, he just happened to meet Paul, and you can imagine, he had a fucking light bulb coming above his head going, hang on, I've got Paul Di'Anno here.
Yeah.
Let's do something. And obviously Paul was on the lookout for something
it's
as well.
The same with in death metal, got Roger Johansson. The guy's done like more albums than
Frank Zappa.
was behind me. Yeah. And he's had all these different death metal vocalists. He's just worked with them, and you know, the guys, you know, I was like, yeah, send me some demos, and he sent me an album. It's just like,
just got material coming out.
Just record some vocals and send it back, and next thing I know, I had an album. And you know,
that's as easy as it is now, isn't it? With technology, you can fucking literally do it over the phone. Bob's your uncle, done. You never have to be in the same room.
Well, I first heard of him. He was working with David Ingram from Benediction, and then he's on the new Massacre album. And like the main guy from Massacre, the singer, has got the won the rights to the name, and he's got an American lineup and a European lineup, and he's like, send me your material, boys,
Yeah.
But yeah, but you're hearing now like, oh well, I've got this album coming out, and like half the musicians on this album I've not even met.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's like Tommy Vexed. He's got an American band. It's got Logan Mader in it, and then he's got when he played a couple of gigs over here, he's got a UK lineup, and it saves obviously on fucking money because you ain't got to fly your entire band over. So it's quite a shrewd way to do it if you're you're a solo guy and you
I was reading an interview with Gene Simmons, who was saying the same thing. He said, I'm making more money touring solo than I did in Kiss's last tour. He's like, I did a gig in Brazil and all I took with me was my plectrum. He's like, literally, I sent them my backline, told them what I needed, and I got there and it was there.
Yeah.
I just took my plectrum.
There you go. Fucking hell, yeah.
So, Warhorse, I mean, it's a very uneven album. We've got 10 tracks here, and it feels more like an EP. And I remember saying, I can't remember if it was Paul we were talking about actually, but I was saying it's a shame he doesn't get together like a good sort of like European band that's got and puts out an album with like a classic metal album with a fresh edge. And I think the template for this was set with Judas Priest's Painkiller, because it was a classic heavy metal album, but it had the sound of a thrash album.
Heavy as fuck, wasn't it? So yeah, so they extremes, didn't
they got like, well, I mean, Scott Travis was in Razor X, wasn't he? I mean, I think many a denim vest covered in Exodus patches, thrash metal dude would like hunt me down and kill me if I said Razor X were a thrash band. But they were a very speedy technical band, and Scott Travers, he
cut his teeth there, didn't he?
Objectively, the first couple of Razor X albums, and he objectively gave Judas Priest a shot in the arm.
Oh, fucking didn't he? Because as much as you
that
can talk
modern
about,
production,
what was the drummer? Les, I can't think of his name. Les Binks, wasn't it?
Les Binks, but then there was another one.
Yeah, but it goes back to my old saying, what I always say, and I've said this to you many a time. You look at a band like Testament, are a prime example. Testament's first fucking from the Legacy to Souls of Black, all good albums. Like you got some good albums, you got some fucking great albums like Practice What You Preach in there. Louis Clemente, guy can play, no denying that, but there's no double kick in there whatsoever. At the height of, they're going along with bands like fucking Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, have all got double kick maniacs in their bands. Testament had Louis Clemente, he was a fine player, kept the beat, could play fast, never let the band down. But the minute he leaves and they get John Dette in on low, who can fucking play, look how the band changed. When a band gets upgrades from a good drummer to a great drummer, the guitarists are like, fuck me. I can write shit now. Stuff that the old guy could never do, and it takes him to the next level. And arguably Testament have been on a roll since Low that is far better than anything they did in the 80s.
It's
Low, Demonic, fucking The Gathering, Formation of Damnation. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, but it's select a drummer, isn't it? It's like,
it is,
imagine
they've all gone after
it's having a birthday list, isn't it? Who's your favourite drummers? Right, tick.
Yeah. But they've all gone after absolute savages, and that's what Scott Travers was at the time and still is. And that's the shot in the arm at Priest, because it's a new drummer.
Yeah.
And it's a drummer that can actually fucking do it. And I'll die on that hill.
We've gone off on one, but I'm just looking at thing here. Judas Priest have had more drummers than Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
But the main ones are Les Binks. He did the 70s.
Yeah.
Then you had Dave Holland, up until 1989. I think the last album they did with him, Ram It Down, was actually a drum machine. They were.
Yeah, I think it actually was.
And then, although he was photographed in the band at the time, and Les Binks actually drummed on KK's Priest.
Yeah, he did.
But then, Scott Travis came in. But what I'm getting at is, you had the Painkiller was the template, and then you had bands like Primal Fear. Now you've got bands like this new era of Accept. Blood of the what's it called? Blood of the Fallen. I've got it over there. Once the singer from TT Quick came in, I'll get his name now, the American guy. The current incarnation of no, is it Blood of the Nations? Hold on, I've got to look at it now.
Here we go.
Yeah. Accepts everything from Blood of the Nations onwards. It's this classic metal template, but with a nice fresh sheen. There's an edge to the riffs, and the drums are more pummeling. And Andy Snape is the producer, and they all come out on Nuclear Blast. But I said
the band Viagra, isn't he?
Yeah, I said Primal Fear, and I said if Paul just got a band together like that, just did a nice good songs, good riffs, pummeling drums, great production, with the right promoter, and he can
Killers.
but he's
and
gonna
then Pantera fucked it up.
Yeah, but then he could get. I mean, you could argue he did it with Architects of Chaos, but it just needed to be marketed right. It just needed to be. It just needed that right package. And he could have done all the European festivals.
Oh yeah, it'd been a fucking god, wouldn't he? I
mean, he needed something that could balance the Maiden songs. Something where he could go 2 songs off the new album, Maiden song. 2 songs off the Maiden. Know, and with a good band behind him, he could do Wacken, he could do tour of Accept, he could tour of Primal Fear, all these other names, Doro. Maybe he could do that. He could get a decent songwriter with him, maybe write a couple of ballads, because ballads were Paul's strong point. As much as he tried to be the aggressive rocker, that guy could write a ballad. Imagine him doing it. How many duets has Doro Pesh done now? She did one with Lemmy on her last album. She's done one with Rob Alford. When he's not. Did she do one with Rob Alford? I'm sure she did one with Rob Alford.
Yeah.
And
must have done.
Yeah, imagine Doro doing a ballad with Paul Di'Anno. Like it would have sent him into the Stratocaster.
It would have took off, and
Stratocaster, that's a fucking guitar.
Stratocaster guitar, mate.
And he's kind of done that on this.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, the two guitarist guys,
it's just not quite landed, is it? Because it's quite an uneven album. And but it does have its moments. So once we go through the songs, we will get into it. But
I mean, I ain't been funny, but the weak link on the album is Paul.
And
it horrified me last night listening to it, because it was like this riff will come in and this fucking, you're like, fucking hell, this is really good. And then Paul sings. Oh. And that's why I was dreading doing this after the announcement, because I don't want it to think I'm jumping up and down on his grave and caning him, because as everyone who watches this knows, we love Paul. And it always hurts to slag him off.
Well,
not him personally, but slag off.
No, we're not slagging anyone off. But at the end of the day, this is a music reviewing show,
exactly. And it's like,
and if we're not honest, there's no point in doing it.
No, exactly.
Exactly. And sometimes that means being the bad guy and saying that. Well, we're saying how we feel, and none of that. My policy from this channel, day one, is I will go like that. I've paid for what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore, I'm a paying customer. I'm not some up his own arse journalist. So sorry, is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you think we're slagging off Paul, got anything against Paul in any way, shape, or form,
go back.
I implore you to go back to the previous episodes.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's pull the band-aid off and get into it. So, Warhorse, the title song. Title of the band. What do we I
mean, straight off you can tell it's a guitarist's album.
Yeah,
because the guitars sound like $1 million. They're a fucking nice tone. They fucking sound really good. And the two boys, like I said, there's no denying that they can fucking play. No denying whatsoever. They're players. And they've like I say, they got some session bassists in, like I say, Becky Baldwin, and there's another guy. and the session drummer, like, you know, they're all perfectly functional. But this is a guitarist album.
Well, the thing is, I'm looking at the credits, and you've got a couple of different people playing bass and drums, and even some of them have got a programming. So I'm wondering, has this been recorded over a long period of time?
Yeah, that's because you can even tell the sound of the drums is different from track to track.
Yeah, which adds to the unevenness.
It does. It's not. Yeah, like you say, it's like the something you'd see that some third party label would put out a band that's no longer going. They'd mix all their EPs together under one, like the you know, the EP collection or whatever, and each one sounds different because obviously they were recorded fucking years apart or in different studios with different producers, and it's like you say, it's uneven. It doesn't sound like an album. It doesn't sound like they've gone in with a producer with a lineup and gone bosh bosh bosh. That's that for the day. Come back tomorrow, do the rest. It sounds like they've been doing what they can. Obviously, I'd imagine they ain't got loads of money. They probably ain't got loads of time either. I imagine there was a lot of this was done after fucking COVID and all the fucking bullshit restrictions and all the rest of it. And
I would have thought a lot of it was self-produced as well.
Yes, yeah, big time. Which again makes it sound like if they did self-produce it, then that's why the guitars sound bollocks, and everything else is like, yeah, it's in a mix and all the rest of it, but it doesn't sound very good.
That's the thing. I just think, again, if someone like Andy Sneap or Jason Sukoff, someone like that, had got hold of these songs, he just would have, mixing desk, bang, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're the sort of producers,
and
they're the sort of producers that would go, "Oh, hang about what are you going for here?
Yeah,
why don't you move, you know, or whatever." They're the sort of producers that ain't afraid to speak their mind.
Both of them are guitarists themselves as well.
Exactly.
So they know.
Andy Sneap obviously touring with Priest.
Yeah, Jason Sukoff is Child Wars of the Damned.
Oh, right, yeah.
Tim Owens. And Death's rhythm section, Steve DiGiorgio and DiGiorgio, and Richard Christie on drums as well.
Well, there you go. Fucking hell, there's a lineup.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they've done 3 albums. All of them are great, but the first album in particular is just. But yeah, he's a guitarist, and oh mate, check him out. Look at the bands he's produced. He knows what he knows his shit. So, but yeah, it's just a shame someone like that didn't grab it. But yeah, Warhorse is a good fun song. I mean, I'm liking that main riff, that and I like
I like the chorus riffs really.
And
good.
I like the whoa. Yeah, it's just catchy. And,
I see that pissed me off.
Oh, did it? I like that.
I actually wrote stupid backing vocal because it was like.
I think someone would have done something with that again. Producer would have done
again, you need an experienced producer to, like I say, not only do they input their own ideas, but they're also they're the filter, aren't they? They'll go, no. You got to do something without put an effect on it or whatever.
When you hear the original versions of Fight Till You Can't by Anthrax, what they started doing that live before they recorded it during the chorus, and then Scott goes, I'll lend you.
Ah, right.
The producer was the one that must have gone, don't do that.
Yeah.
Joey, just go, I'll lend you.
Yeah.
And
it's
and then made it work.
Song, and that fucking song is great. That is that's an Anthrax classic already, and it's, you know, on the later albums.
Only 20 years old.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah.
So no, things start off nice. It's a statement of intent. It sets the tone. It's a good opener. It's not, you know.
Yeah, it's not, you know, but like you say, as we talk about on here, you got to grab your listener, ain't you? And out of all the songs on here, I suppose there's nothing I'd swap it with.
Yeah. So get ready.
Oh, fucking hell! This whatever good work they try to do with Warhorse, Christ, this is just a cliched mess.
Well, my youngest was singing along to it. Get ready.
And
It
again,
kind of reminds me of like an old Sweet song or something like that.
yeah,
Do you remember Sweet?
But again, it's Paul. He lets. It's almost because we reviewed him live. We know his pipes are still intact. He does have a tendency now, as he would do because he's older, to try to sort of almost punky growl stuff rather than find the right octave to sing it in. But that's an age thing. You know, no one expects a singer to keep their levels, but it's like he's phoning this in.
It was always the opposite way round, wasn't it? It was always like the punk singer that tries to be a metal singer.
Yeah.
Paul Di'Anno was a metal singer that was always trying to be punk.
Yeah.
He was always actually better than what, because he was all, oh no, because I was never like Bruce Dickinson, you know, all operatic now. I was a punk singer. It's like, no, but you weren't.
Yeah,
you weren't. That was the most annoying thing about you, is you weren't.
And you were operatic because Steve wrote Killers for you, not for Bruce. You know, fucking hell. But he's phoning it in on this, and it's like, was he in a low point with the treatment, and he weren't himself or whatever, you know?
Was
but
he not feeling well? Was he in pain?
Do you know what I mean? And he is the recurring weak link on this album is Paul, and that hurts me to say that, because having seen him live at the Cart and Horses, me and you both turned around, looked at each other, and went, "Fucking hell." When he was getting Remember Tomorrow, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for him,
it is. We had that moment, didn't we? We looked at each other. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That wasn't just me, was it? Yeah.
You know, it's great guitar playing on the song, but I couldn't wait for it to end.
Yeah. Right, let's get into it then. Go.
Yeah, can we? This takes me back to the hideousness of Paul trying to be Paul Di'Anno on Killer's second album.
Yeah.
Like that tough guy vocal. What's the line about? He talking about I'll slam the door on you, bitch, or something.
Is that in this?
It was.
Can I just note as well? Paul hasn't written anything for this. He's not written a.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah.
Which
I can't think about. I remember him saying bitch, and it was cringe.
Caught you in a lie, bitch. When you gonna cry, bitch? Manipulate, deceive all you want. Never will I bend. Never will I break anymore.
But he's.
Oh yeah. Though you deceive me, so the parasite enjoys. Nigh is the time to show you the door, bitch. Never will I bend.
Like, it was cringeworthy. The delivery of it, like I say, it brought out the worst of how good Killer's first album was, but how bad the second one was. And when he was trying to do his Paul Di'Anno thing, trying to do his Phil Anselmo thing, and the only person who should be doing a Phil Anselmo thing is Phil Anselmo.
It's Phil Anselmo, yeah.
You know, so no,
it's not much up to much, is it? Right.
No, it ain't.
Let's go on with Stop the War.
Yeah, I mean,
I've said what I thought.
We can all agree. We can all agree that the sentiment behind the song is there. You know, yeah, no one wants fucking wars and all the rest of it. No one wants it, but it was. It's not a good song.
Yeah, it's just cringe, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, and like I say, it's not about the song. Obviously, it's about the message, and the message is valid. But again, there was never any need for the message.
Yeah,
I know the guys are Croatian, so obviously from Eastern Europe, they probably feel, you know, I'm not trying to say they're tied to.
Yeah, probably a bit more valid
in that
sense. Yeah,
Slavic, whatever, you know.
But in this country, we've got. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get into it, but just in this country there's stuff going on in our backyard that people are quite happy to ignore, but are quite happy to get on their high horse about something that's happening on the other side of the world, and that's not just Ukraine.
No, that's fucking
we're just a bit. Well, some of us anyway are just a bit sick of it all. But fuck all we can do about it.
No.
And changing your Facebook profile ain't going to change fuck all either. So, that's basically where I am about it. But, I mean, as a general anti-war song, it would have worked a lot better.
Yeah, because
when it got to that part of the song, for fuck's sake, This
because
train's never late, is it? Yeah.
The lyrics were pretty ambiguous, weren't they? They was, like you say, it was an anti-war song. But then obviously they tied it hand in hand with the Ukraine thing, and it's like, you know, like I say, the message is valid, but the delivery method was poor.
Yeah, and just as a thing here, you know, our hearts are with the people of Ukraine, but it's
what goes on above that.
Yeah,
as every war is.
Yeah,
do you know what
we
I mean?
all want the war to stop, but a lot of people have butted in and stopped it from being stopped. Is what we're getting at. Not that we don't sympathise with anyone, you know, from Ukraine who's here, or Ukrainian people, or anyone else. But
yes, that goes without saying.
That's what we're getting at. Not. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. What are we now? The Doubt Within. Now, this is one of the better songs.
Yeah, there was. I remember, like I say, nothing really, not a lot stayed with me with this album, to be honest. But this was I like the chorus in this.
Yeah.
Nice, catchy chorus, good chorus. You know, like one of the ones that was almost an earworm, very dangerously close to you know, staying sort of thing.
Well, I think this one has a really good solo, and then it has this nice sort of melodic interlude where Paul does a bit of harmonising, and there's a bit of like a dark feeling to this one. There's a bit of a brooding atmosphere to this song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, they the two guys, they understand dynamics. They understand the light and the dark. They, you know, they clear that obviously they've been doing this for a while. So when they get their shit together after obviously the fallout of Paul's death and all the rest of it, they'll be able to continue a career in metal because they know what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get himself a producer, like you said, who's going to filter it for them. And, you know, I would listen to something else they do because they write some good riffs, write some good lines, some good melodies, some good harmonies.
Like what we were saying with Paul. We've always wanted him to get that good band behind him. This band needs, you know, a good group.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the opposite, isn't it? Like, you know.
Imagine if Tim Owens did an album of these. I reckon it'd be...
fuck, man. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And they got a producer to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Someone to bounce off. They've got good ideas here, but they need to throw these ideas, and he's got to go, right, here's some back at you, and then boom, 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 and then we've got a good album. But right, things get really good now. Here Comes the Night. I think this is a tune, and I really like the beginning of it as well, with the keyboards, the car revving, and you see synthwave has become a thing now. Everyone's got this 80s aesthetic, and they've got this whole 80s kung fu movie with Outrun, and they put together these animated videos, you know.
Yeah.
And I was thinking something like that. I was picturing like this coastal city, like on a dock somewhere with a Ferrari and a car chase with a load of fighting going on or whatever. But Miami Vice meets, I don't know, Van Damme or something. And this song came on randomly. For some reason, I put it on my car. I'm not one to play songs on random. I tend to pick an album and play an album in full.
Is my camera still on? Because it's all gone to shit here.
No, yeah, I can still see you. Yeah.
Oh, right, cool. That's right.
And for some reason today, my phone was on random, and the intro to this song came on. I was like, "Who's this?" And the atmosphere, and then the riff kicked in. I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then the singing kicked in. I was like, "Who is this?" Yeah. And then finally, my screen kicked in. Bang! This was Warhorse. I was like, "When was this song on it?"
Yeah.
And I've had a soft spot for this song ever since. And I'll tell you one, this would not sound out of place on a Judas Priest album.
Yeah, I can see that. It'd be a filler track, but I can see it.
A Rob Halford solo album, then. Shall we compromise with
that? Yeah. Fight's new album.
So, look, I mean, I think it's fair to say, throughout the Maidencast, I have been a bit more charitable than you. You've been the unforgiving.
Yeah, I tend to fucking wear it on my sleeve, and it's like, you know.
And at this point, I'm actually quite, you know what? So far, so good.
and then they go and
not
fuck
great,
it all up.
not thingy, but it's like I've come to the restaurant. I've ordered pie and mash. I knew what I ordered. I knew what I was expecting. I got what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I'm not blown away, but it's
Yeah, like you say,
lunchtime. I haven't
it's
come
just
for a night
yeah.
out. I've come to have a whole field, and I've got my whole. Yeah, that sounded wrong, but yeah. And then so with 5, 6 songs in, yeah, okay, cool. And then out of fucking
nowhere. Who the fuck in their right mind gets up in the morning when they're a metal guitarist as good as these guys and goes, I want to cover the Champs.
Yeah. Now,
do you know, it's like, what, all right, credit for thinking outside the box, but fuck me.
No, I'm not even thinking outside the box. Like I'm sure it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because they were probably drinking tequila when they fucking played it.
Yeah, and they
Paul like the drink,
and they managed to get Paul to cheer up and actually do
for
some
half
vocals
hour,
that he enjoyed. It.
Yeah.
Did it need to be an album track though?
I know, mate. It could have been on the fucking Stop the War EP, couldn't it? Well, no, it wouldn't have sent the right message. So no, forget that. But yeah, it goes down in one of them. Like, what were you thinking?
Just what like totally just taking the album's direction in a complete. Yeah, it's just like, well, what the fuck, like.
Yeah, what is going on?
Why did the Mexican push his wife off the cliff?
Go on. Tequila.
Fucking hell. Right, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on. Right. Forever Bound. Now, this is another one where I'm like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
We're back on course.
Yeah, like the hideous cover aside, I mean, the back half of the album seems to be a bit more stable ground, doesn't it?
Yeah, and again, the dark and broody ballady track is actually when Paul really shines. It finds its, it kicks in a bit later on.
That's it, because but he's not trying to be the tough guy, heavy metal, fucking, stop it. You can fucking sing. You don't need all this bullshit, and you prove it on the mellower parts of the album.
Yeah. And it's got, once the song kicks in as well, like goes a bit further on, it's got some nice little solo section, gets nice and heavy.
Oh yeah, again, the guitar playing on it is fucking top notch. It's
yeah. So again, it's like right, we've got back into the rhythm, okay? Right, we'll forget that little tequila thing again.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. We're back on track. Then we get another cover, and
is this a cover?
Precious is a cover, yeah.
Oh fuck! I wonder why, because it sounded like totally different, and I didn't even twig. To me, it's the best song on the album by a fucking mile.
Oh well, it was written by a bloke who's from Basildon, in case you're interested.
Oh, it ain't Depeche Mode, is it?
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! I had no clue. Christ. Well, okay.
Yeah, it's from this album.
I can't actually see what you're pointing
out.
It
is this album. Yeah, this is
totally gone. I've lost you.
Oh, right. So, well, for the audience sake, this is originally on the Playing the Angel album. And it's a Depeche Mode song.
Fucking hell. This is Paul sounds awesome on this.
Yeah, I mean it's a really good song.
Yeah.
I mean, if you completely took metal out of the equation, Depeche Mode are my favourite band. And I think Martin Gore is one of the
you've always had a soft spot for them, haven't you?
Yeah, Martin Gore, I think, is one of the best songwriters this country's ever produced. And I think Dave Gahan, as a frontman, is up there with, Bono and Mick Jagger. I think he's, he's magnetic when he's, when he's one of those frontmen. And when he's on there, you don't take your eyes off him. He just holds the venue in his hand, sort of thing. But it was great as well. When I saw him last time at the O2 Arena, he just went, is anyone from Essex here tonight? And the crowd went, where? He just went, is Essex in the house? Everyone just went, where?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
There's a sentence.
But,
fucking hell. Do you know who does the duet on this with Paul?
No.
Obviously the lady.
sure?
I couldn't find
I
anything
thought he
on it.
just harmonised.
Well, to me, it sounds like there's a female singer. Don't know if you got anything in there on the actual
backing
booklet.
vocals, Nicolina Bellin.
All right, cool. But no, she's got
Yeah.
her
fair
voice
enough.
actually works well with Paul's. So yeah, credit to you. Credit to you, girl.
It's not a song, like it's just I mean, because the main riff, it's not like a guitar riff. It is just like a strumming on guitar,
Yeah.
and then the keyboard sort of backs it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very somber, sad song.
Yeah.
And it makes I mean, did you read the lyrics at all?
I didn't. No.
Well, Martin Gore had gone through a divorce, and when artists go through a divorce, they write breakup songs.
Yeah.
But this one, the rest of it's not like a breakup album at all. It's just a regular album, but it's just one song. And it's a letter to he says in the interview, he says, no, that's just a letter to my children because I'm in the middle of a divorce right now. That was all it was. And it's just it's something that never seems to come up, is how this is affecting the children. And the lyrics are really good because it's him talking to the children, not saying anything. It's what the line, my God, what have we done to you?
Yeah.
And then the things get damaged, things get broken. I thought we'd manage, but things were left unspoken, left us brittle, so little left to give. So it's basically just saying, like, you're going through it here, aren't we? We've not thought about you, and it's just an acknowledging of the children. It's a really nice song because it's not a topic, but that's one thing I've always appreciated about Martin Gore, is he always attacks things from a different angle. You know, he always has he picks up like little dark elements of relationships. He's unique like that. But I was just thinking, why the France did they cover it? I just don't see how it fits into the rest of the album. Yeah, because we're talking about get ready, we're gonna rock. Here comes the night. Stop the war. Tequila. Yeah. I'm really sorry, kids. Things didn't work out between me and your mum, but you know we love you, don't you? You know, it's one of them. It is. It's one of those. It's. Do you remember at the end of Mrs. Doubtfire? When she goes, Mum and Dad might not necessarily love each other anymore, but that don't mean they stop loving you. You know, that's the message of the song. But it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
like I say, because I didn't even realise. I just thought it was them having let's do something completely out of the fucking box here. I didn't realise it was.
Well, it is out of the box. Let's do a heavy metal album. Yeah, and then just chuck a Depeche Mode cover in. I mean, it's funny because Depeche Mode are no stranger to heavy metal bands covering them.
Oh no, fucking hell! Yeah, their songs are immensely coverable, aren't they? Like all their
Rammstein famously covered "Stripped."
Yeah.
That's another good interview thing. If you ever want, there's a German band, and Rammstein, they covered one of our songs and invited us to our show. And bloody hell, he's getting his dick out of him. It's just the way he just was completely out of his depth.
Dildos and all that. Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins, Deftones.
They've all done it, haven't they?
Yeah. So they're the pop bands that get a pass. They're a unique band.
And because they're our boys who are literally fucking 15 minutes down the road from us where they started. Quite mad.
Well, they're local boys that did well.
Big time, that's right.
So,
they're played them.
Right, so we've made it to the last track, Going Home.
Oh, you're back, by the way. I found you. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was weird.
Right, you've now frozen, but I can hear.
Fucking hell. So
here
we go. No,
it'll come out in the wash.
Yeah.
Once it downloads, it'll evens out.
Sort it out. Yeah.
Right, so
Going Home.
We got taken to a massive right turn, then we did a major left turn, and then we got again. I think Going Home is a really good album closer.
Yeah, it's got a good. I like the intro a lot. That was the thing that stayed with me, was the mellow intro really fucking works. And ironically, Going Home, the last song Paul will ever sing, or an original song he'll ever sing. You know, he's going home, isn't he? You know, it's a bit of a melancholy looking at it with what we know now. But I don't know. I'm not sure the lyrics reflect anything like that, but just the title of the song.
No, but it's got that good riff, that and then it's got that nice little mellow bit in the middle, like little interlude, and then just going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good. And as we've said with every Paul Di'Anno release, this is so annoying because you get like these really good songs, and then it just sort of falls, and you're just like, yeah, but then. Yeah, it's like these songs let these songs down, but these songs make you forgive the and you just left it this uneven. I really want to like this because of its good points, but it's kind of just
And I really want to like it because it's Paul fucking Di'Anno. Where would we be without Paul Di'Anno? Do you know what I mean? But he just fucking hell. It's like he spends, I don't know, like he spends too much time trying to come out of Maiden's shadow. Stop trying; it'll happen naturally because you had the talent to do it. He had the charisma to do it.
Yeah, I just
it's
think
almost like he didn't have any confidence in himself, and he was always trying to latch on to something that's, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the best thing you can do if you're in a band that's established, you need to say, right, you know, I've left them, or I've, been kicked out, or whatever's happened. You need to go, right, what are they doing? I'm going to remind everyone why I was in that band. So an example I would give is when Udo, you can pronounce his surname. Go on, what's his name? That's the guy, yeah. When Udo Dirkschneider left Accept, the first solo album, in fact, they were actually writing a new Accept album, and they wanted to go in a new direction, and Udo went, well, I'm not going in that direction. That's not my thing. And they went, well, we do. And he went, well, I'm going to leave, la, la, la. And they went, right, we're going to completely scrap this and start again.
Yeah.
There's no point in those songs going to waste. And if you wanted to stay in that direction anyway, fuck it, you have them. So the first Udo album was all written by Accept, because they were like, well, we're not going to use the songs anyway. You might as well have them. That sees you on your way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the best Van Halen album Van Halen never recorded was the first David Lee Roth solo album, where they went. It kind of started with 1984, and then they went full pelt on. Is it 5150? Was the first one?
Yeah, 5150. Yeah.
David just went right straight back. I'm going to do a party album, a fun album. He found the best guitarist he could find. Found himself a shredder. And same sort of thing, even like Chris Barnes with the first 6 Feet Under album. And you need to go, right, fuck what they're doing. I'm doing what was making us thingy in the first place. And you need to kind of do it like that. And I really think he missed a trick when Maiden hit the ground running and did what they did with Number of the Beast, and then went, more melodic, more, and what they were doing with Bruce's vocals on Peace of Mind. I think Paul should have got together a really heavy band, and I think in hindsight he should have flown out to America, gone to San Francisco, found a thrash band, and gone, right, I'm hiring you, and gone, fuck them.
Yeah,
they've got some guy that wears tights on stage. The fucking, we're going to do a fucking heavy metal album just like the old thing. We're from the streets of London, and you know. And he should have just attacked it from that way. He should have done something like that.
Yeah, he should have done. But instead of waiting 3 years and releasing a fucking AOR album.
Yeah. What was he?
Like you say, it's just a man who pretty much.
Well, he kind of did do that with Battlezone.
Yeah.
On paper, at least.
But just too late.
It was too late. Yeah.
Like you say, I mean, because it was his Maiden incarnation that basically invented thrash metal, wasn't it? That was the albums that Lars was listening to, that fucking Gary Holt was listening to,
Yeah.
that Kirk Hammett was listening to.
Yeah.
So
Maiden.
it's his fucking albums. The first two Maiden albums.
Motorhead and Venom.
Of course, yeah. But it was that where Thrash kicked out. Like you say, he had the prime opportunity to really fucking go. He could have been as big as anyone.
I just imagine
Maiden singer from Killers. Fuck, he's in this band. Oh, he's been
imagine
amazing.
him going up to a band like Exodus and just going, "Yeah, I'll sing on your next album." Like when Paul Bailoff, got kicked out. So
won't be funny.
Someone like that,
It'd be funny. I mean, look at the direction Anthrax went in with their fucking melodic singers. He could have been in Anthrax.
There was a rumor, weren't there?
That he was gonna... sake, he would have fucking fitted them perfectly.
Do you remember when they had that weird bit when they got Joey back and then it didn't work out, and then John come back for like 9 shows?
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we need a new singer. And there was rumors that they were working with Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
There was a thingy then that Paul Di'Anno was going to join them. Paul Di'Anno had to put out a statement and everything. And he says for people that have done their own work, I'm not actually allowed to set foot in America.
Yeah.
So I couldn't join them, even if it was. But no, I'm not. But no smoke without fire.
No, that's it.
It must have at least been considered.
Of course, yeah. But
there you go.
I mean, but so we're at the end. What's your rating?
It's about 5, and I'm being generous.
It in no way should this have been Paul Di'Anno's swan song.
No.
And he's as much, and that's nothing to do with the two guys, the two guitarists, the Creation Boys. They fucking worked their ass off on this album. I'm not holding them accountable.
Yeah.
Paul, for me, I said he's the weak link on the album from track 1 to track 10. He phones in a performance. Like I say, I don't know what was his personal state of mind was when the recordings were happening. I'm not speaking on that. But to me, listening to it, he is by far the weak link on the album. It is by far his worst vocal performance. And it's coming at a time when I personally know that his pipes were still intact.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him live. We've seen him in a fucking sweatbox in the Carton Horses, and he was singing songs.
After this was recorded?
Yes. He was singing songs like it was 1980 fucking 1. You wouldn't have thought any different. If you'd have closed your eyes, that's Paul Di'Anno with the white shirt and the leather trousers and the floppy hair. You'd never know any different. You never know the geezer was in a wheelchair and his body was fucking letting him down. So he could do it. So that's what, it makes me so fucking angry. Like you said, every time we get a Paul Di'Anno release, we go in like, yes, it's Paul, he's back. And by the time we reviewed it, we're like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And this should never have been the guy's swan song.
But it is, partly, being a Paul Di'Anno,
that's his fault more than anyone. And for me, giving this a 3 is generous. And I didn't want to do this at this point in time because I don't want it to sound like, I'd rather have done it. But no, I mean, rest in power, Paul. You've given us some fucking blinding moments.
Yeah.
Personally, fucking Killers, that first Killers album, Murder One, mate, that is one of my favourite albums of all time. Of all time. And there's some absolute fucking monstrous songs on there. And you recorded the best version of fucking Remember Tomorrow to ever exist. Cat, leave me alone. But this is, we're never going to see the man's like again. That's for sure.
Yeah, I second that. Character. I mean, I think Iron Maiden and Killers are 2 perfect albums for me, and I've always had a soft spot for Paul.
Yeah,
and I like Killers. I like particularly like the first Battlezone album. I've got a soft spot for Nomad as well. And
you've found redeeming features in all of them, haven't you? I mean, I couldn't even really get into Battlezone, to be honest. It was a struggle.
And I really like I like the Architects of Chaos album as well.
Yeah.
And he did do a couple of solo albums as well where he did like covers as well, but we're not going to go near them. But Yeah, but you know, I know how it feel. I know how my dad feels being a Charlton fan. Put it that way.
Yeah,
So,
all the promise, but then it all falls down, mate. Yeah,
yeah, it's always
that's a
the
bit like being
potentials.
that's a bit like being a Tottenham fan, mate. Trust me. So
Yeah. So, but Paul, everyone knows I love Paul to death, and
yeah,
I'm fucking gutted he's gone. The world's a darker place without him, and I
it
was
is
always
without
hoping
doubt.
that comeback would come. But
Yeah,
I mean, some people say maybe it did in places, but you know, it is what it is. But on a brighter note, this got released not long before Paul passed. Well, a couple of weeks actually.
yeah, it
Was the Book of the Beast. Now, if you are, you know, if you are a new listener to the Maidencast and you're thinking, you know, I'm going through the albums and I quite fancy, you know, checking out some of Paul's post Maiden output. This is the perfect introduction, actually. And you know what? This plays like a perfect live set as well. And it's a compilation of tracks from Paul's solo albums. Post was one solo album, couple of Killers and Battlezone songs. There's two Maiden songs re-recorded as a duet. So he does Remember Tomorrow duetted with Tony Martin.
Yeah.
Of Black Sabbath fame, as well as a bunch of other albums. A bit like Tim Owens, the guy's just made a living off as like basically a session singer for whatever guitarist just feels like putting out an album that month. But and then a re-recorded version of Rough Child with oh bollocks, what's his name?
ZP Third from
original singer of Dragon Force.
Yeah, that boy's got some fucking pipes, mate.
Yeah, he was in Skid Row for 10 minutes as well.
Yeah, he's leukemia. And, he had to leave, didn't he? Because I think his leukemia came back.
No, you're thinking of the one afterwards.
Oh, Eric, yes. No, sorry, yeah.
But then we've got a cover of Black Metal by Venom, which I thought was pretty cool. And you've got The Serpent and the Shrew, which is a punk song from Paul's punk band, The Almighty Inbreds, whose album never saw the light of day. And I really want to hear it because it sounds like a good, fun album. But yeah, we've got, you know, the album starts with The Beast Arises from Killers, Madman in the Attic, then The Living Dead, which is on the Nomad album, Die by the Gun, which is hearing Paul go full Pantera mode.
Yeah.
Children of the Revolution is a good cover, but I don't know why it's always been pushed to the forefront.
I fucking love that version. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. And my mum, God bless her, God rest her soul, was a Mark Bolan fan. She had a framed drawing actually of Mark Bolan that she found in a art shop in Brighton, and that was always on the wall. And yeah, Mark Bolan was a sort of icon for people of a certain age.
Yeah.
But yeah, Feel My Pain, Chemical Imbalance, Nomad. I mean, there's some gems on here. I mean, I forgot how good a song Nomad was. And Children of Madness, I think, is a great song as well. So, 3 words. Oh, Dreamkeeper. I mean, Dreamkeeper is just gorgeous.
Probably the best song for me. That is his best song.
Yeah,
but, mate.
Well, I'm gonna go one. I'm gonna raise you. I would have got rid of the Children of the Revolution cover, and I know why it's on there because Paul would probably have had a couple of T-Rex albums.
Yeah.
And this thing, but there's a nice little essay there from Paul, basically saying, I do feel my albums have been overlooked over the years. As he's always said, Maiden was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
So he's put a selection of songs together as an intro, like an introduction to his solo career.
Yeah.
And like I say, the way this has been, what's the word?
Compiled
in the order, in the sequenced.
Yeah.
Plays like a live set. Like
makes you
if
think
he came out with a solo band.
The rumor was, because obviously I'm sorry to speak over you, but the rumor was obviously I'm like Facebook friends with his previous tour manager, and he said like that once these gigs were done, he was doing the Maiden sets, but when he comes back next year, it would be a true Paul Di'Anno set. So
yeah, I'm not being funny,
makes
mate.
you-
The amount of times I heard that.
Oh no, but it makes you
Yeah.
think: is this the precursor for it? Would this have been potentially the set he might have thrown out?
Possibly.
'Cause
Who
you've
knows?
raised that as a perfect live set. Makes me
Yeah.
think he may have been doing it that way.
But I would have dropped, or well, I certainly would have dropped Children of the Revolution, and definitely, I probably would have dropped Die by the Gun, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um,
If Marshall Lockjaw ain't on now,
once,
you're
do
kidding
you remember
yourself.
the Forgotten Ones? Anyway, Marshall Lockjaw
Fucking
isn't
right,
on
mate.
this album.
Because Marshall Lockjaw, that's Paul Di'Anno, mate.
Yeah,
That's who he
needed
wants to
be
be.
on
Do you know
this.
what I mean?
And I'm just looking at the DVD if it's got a.
What was it? Lockjaw's name. I don't play games. I'll shoot you once, twice for sure. Don't fuck with me because I'm the law. What a fucking lyric that is. That's just fucking metal as fuck, mate.
Yeah.
Proper. Love it.
And what this also comes with is a DVD with a couple of videos. And oh, mate, some of the killers' videos were dodgy.
There's some hair there, isn't there?
And do you know what though? There's a gig in Germany on the Murder One tour, and it's edited down. It's like, why weren't it the full gig? And it feels like it was meant to, because he thanks some metal magazine, and I'm wondering, was it compiled and put on like one of those discs that you get like free in the magazine? But it's really, really good. But you're chomping at the bit, thinking, I wish this was the full show because it looks awesome. And there's a really good acoustic set on there as well, which I was thinking, oh god, here we go. But it's really good fun. It's really good.
All right.
And Paul's laughing and joking with the audience as well. And obviously, you know, with him no longer being with us, it was just good seeing him having a laugh.
Yeah.
With, you know, he's chatting away with the audience. Right, let's give this one a go, shall we? You know, the way he was.
Yeah.
And he does a couple of Maiden songs. I think he does Dreamkeeper as well. And I want to say there's another gig on there as well, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's a really good package. I think it serves, you know, look, if the songs that are missing is all what's wrong with it, you know, it's worth investigating further. Yeah. So this is a perfect introduction to Paul's solo career, but it's also a good little gap filler if you have got a couple of these albums. And yeah, it just completes the collection, especially with the new recordings.
I imagine,
black metal.
I imagine, sorry, that some of these albums are going to be pretty hard to find now as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, the duets are really good. The black metal cover's quite fun. I wasn't expecting that. And yeah, these songs in this order reminds me of just how many gems he did have under his belt.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely worth checking out. The Book of the Beast, and on Conquest Music, and yeah, I'll have a look and I'll put the link to it in the description box, and then hopefully his family get a couple of quid out of it if he's
well, yeah, because obviously they're still, you know, left behind with all that, you know, still trying to deal with it and process it. So yeah, some money in their pocket ain't going to hurt matters, is it? Especially at Christmas. So
yeah. Well, we made it. We're at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry it wasn't a thing, but again, this is a music review channel.
Yeah.
Our audience trust us. And,
you know, it's a small but loyal set of guys and girls, and you know, as usual, anything you want to add, put it in the comments. If you think the review of the album was not as charitable as it could have been, or you thought it was unfair, let us know. But don't ever think that we didn't love Paul Di'Anno, because we fucking did. You know, we was always championing the guy.
Yeah, it's as simple as that, really. So right, that's it, folks. We've got a couple of other things that we've got in the pipeline.
Yeah,
we've got loads of Maiden activity coming up.
Yeah,
in the next
There's
year.
a new
So
new Smith Kotzen on the horizon as well, which I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting. I thought that was one and done, to be fair.
yeah, and we've got a tour coming up. We've got the Iron Maiden tribute shows coming up.
Yes.
We've got a little review that we're going to come up, which we've got in the pipeline of something experimental, which is definitely going to divide the room.
Yeah, it will do.
I think that is going to have. I don't know if it's going to have the most views, but it's definitely going to have the most comments.
Yeah.
And so thanks for watching as always. If this is your first episode, where have you been?
Yeah.
You've got like 70 odd
welcome.
videos to catch up on.
Welcome
We went
to
through
madness.
the entire Iron Maiden back catalogue, one album at a time, solo albums, side projects, everything, all in between, all along the way, along with all the other news, Maiden news and everything that's gone on for the last couple of years. And it will carry on. So if we don't see you before then, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year.
Yes.
And remember, wherever you are, Maidencast is going to get you no matter how far. Right. See you later, folks. Catch you later.
Laters.
That's it. Ta-da.